stand over here. Hello everybody, I'm Cathy. I've been a patient here for a long time and I've been a member of the PPG for a couple of years. And my background is social care. I've worked in and around social care all my working life pretty much. And I've also worked as a care worker, a domiciliary care worker with people with dementia. I gave that kind of work up a couple of years ago because I'd been ill myself. But I wanted to carry on working in that kind of area. And so I went along to a Dementia Friends session and I became a Dementia Friend. For those of you who don't know anything about Dementia Friends, it's an initiative that's been put together by the Alzheimer's Society. And what it does is it aims to encourage people to see people with dementia as people first, the dementia second. And it aims to help to integrate, I suppose, people with dementia into normal society, because we believe very, very much that it's perfectly possible to live well with dementia. Many of the problems that people with dementia have are caused by other people not understanding and not being able to reach out to them. So I'm a Dementia Friend, and having done the Dementia Friends course, I was enthused and I went on to become a Dementia Friends champion. I did a one-day course run by the Alzheimer's Society. So I'm now a Dementia Friends champion. And I've been using that in the PPG here. So we've run 4 or 5 sessions for Dementia Friends here. We've made several new Dementia Friends from the sessions that we've run. We did it for all the staff in the surgery, and we invited people from other practices to come along as well. So that was a very successful session. But we've also run sessions for members of the PPG and open them out to anybody who wants to come along. So we've had some really good times with those. We're also, as a PPG, working closely with the Alzheimer's Society, which is working towards making the whole of Tameside a dementia-friendly community. And what we'd like to do is make this practice, this surgery, the very first dementia-friendly practice in Tameside. And so we're looking at how we can improve signage, how we can improve the access that people have to the building and to the services that are provided within the building. And that's something that's ongoing, and Wendy, who I can't see anymore, is over there. Wendy is enthusiastically supporting. We're all very busy, so we've all got other things to do, but we are working towards it, aren't we? So that's what we're doing around being dementia friendly, about joining the dementia friendly communities within Tameside, and about just general dementia awareness. And just a little bit of an advert: if anybody here wants a Dementia Friends session, I'm more than happy to run one, and I'm going to be around at the end of the session if anybody wants to talk to me. Hope you don't mind me advertising. So that's the dementia side of things, and that's something that I'm really, really interested in, because 1 in 14 people is expected to develop dementia in the course of their lives. So that's a lot of us. And we can all help to make the period that people have dementia, we can all help to make that easier. So that's dementia. And the second thing I've been asked to talk about is my medication passport, which Ingrid was flashing around on her video there. And this is something that she's very passionate about. And actually, having used this, I'm becoming more and more passionate about it. And let me explain to you what it is. We've got a few here, so if anybody wants to have a look at one as I'm talking, you're more than welcome. A medication passport, for those of you who haven't come across it before, is just a way for you to record details of your own medication, medical conditions. And the point of it is, if you collapse on the street and you get taken to hospital and you've got one of these in your bag or your pocket, all the medical information that might be needed is available at the turn of a page. There are more of these in reception if anybody wants to take one away with them. A medication passport allows you to record basic information about yourself, including things like your NHS number. It allows you to record details of medications that you're taking, including the time of day that you take them. So if you collapse in the street in the middle of the afternoon, anybody looking at this can see, thank you Wendy, she's just brought some more in. Anybody looking at this can see not only what medications you take, but what time of day you take them. And so they can have a pretty good guess as to whether you've already taken the ones that you should have taken today. So you're not going to be over-medicated if you're going to hospital. You are going to receive what you need. There are pages also for you to record changes to medication and reasons why you shouldn't take certain medicines. Obviously that could be vital, again, if you're in hospital and you're potentially being given something that you might be allergic to. You can use this to record details of your own conditions, any medical conditions that you might have, anything that you want the hospital to know. And the page at the back, more about me. I've written vegetarian in that because I'm an optimist, and I think if I go to hospital with this, they'll see I'm a vegetarian and they won't try and give me Irish stew. And a little pocket, which is really useful for putting appointment cards in. And I'd like to just tell you a little story about medication passport and my mother, and I know she won't mind me telling you about this because I've asked her. My mother I gave her one of these a few months ago, and she said, I don't need that. I know what medicines I take. If I'm ever taken into hospital, I'll just tell them what medication I'm on. She was taken to hospital and her mind went blank. She hadn't a clue what medication she was supposed to be taking, and the hospital had to contact her GP surgery and get the list, find out what she was taking. So she decided when she got home from hospital that she was going to fill that page in, all about what medication she's taking, and she carries it around with her all the time now, so if she's ever taken into hospital again, then they've got the list there, they know what she takes, what the doses are, when she takes it. And the other thing that's really useful, again for my mother, she has a bad reaction to a particular antibiotic, and she took this antibiotic once, she had the reaction, and next time she needed an antibiotic, she couldn't remember which one she had the reaction to, and she ended up being given the same antibiotic again. If she'd had it written down in her medication passport, an antibiotic that she shouldn't take because of the reaction that it gives her, when she was prescribed that particular antibiotic, she could have just looked and said, oh, hang on, can't take that, can you give me a different one? So again, my mum, who is 90, is now a convert to medication passports. And if any of you have any conditions at all that you'd like other people to know in a medical situation, I urge you to take one of these, fill it in and carry it round with you. Mine's in my bag just over there as we speak. Any questions about either dementia or medication passports?
Oh, yes, go on, Liz.
Is there somebody who might help a person fill them in? Because sometimes the words are, quite difficult, aren't they, of medication?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing official, but anybody can help. I mean, a GP might be able to help. A pharmacist would certainly be able to help you fill it in. Friends and relatives, if you don't mind them knowing the details of what you're taking. But there's nothing official set up to fill these in.
I think every patient has a medication review at least once a year, and that's an opportunity to discuss your medications and also an opportunity to see what conditions you've got, and often it's what am I taking these tablets for? That might be an opportunity to bring your book along with you and just check that is it right and whatnot. And often medication reviews are either done by doctors or nurses as well. Our practice nurses are very good at doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say that any of our reception staff as well, if asked, will help fill one of these in as well for you to fill all the, the technical information in.
And it's not exclusive either, so those of you that are accessing your records, you can still have the online access and you can still have this. And there are times when you might go into a place that your phone's dead or you can't access the internet or whatever, so it's not one or the other, you can have both.
I use both.
Right. One more question, I think you have.
Well, it wasn't a question, it was just a point. I'm a public member of the Greater Manchester Academic Health and Science Network, and I'm on a small working party looking at dementia. And we've been given a whole raft of initiatives to look at kind of nationally. And the one that really, really impressed me, and I'm sure you'll have heard of it, is a video that was made, I think, by Guy's and St Thomas, is that the name of the hospital in London,
Yeah.
called Barbara's Story. And I don't know if you've seen that, but it's the most powerful thing I have seen. And I was just thinking about your training. You can get it simply online.
I might have seen it. I've seen so many that I forget them. The Alzheimer's Society has some excellent ones on their website as well.
I mean, it is used nationally in training, and I can certainly
Well,
send you the link
Barbara's
if that will be
story,
useful.
please do, yes.
I will.
Yes, I'd be really interested in that. Thank
Ever
you.
so good. Make you cry.
Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. Right, well, thank you very much, Kathy.